So, how's it going everyone? My name's Nick, 45 Degree Sailing, and here I've got the entire crew minus Kane, because he is now back in New Zealand, of Kobukson for our delivery from Les Sables d'Olonne in France, 3,400 miles to Split, Croatia. So, we've got Erin, we've got me, we've got Mahina,
hello,
and we've got Jonas. Say hi, Jonas. Due to the quarantine situation and everything in Split and Croatia at the moment, and the whole world, Jonas is at his house, so he couldn't come over and do this. So we're in isolation and quarantine here on our own. So we're just going to do a little video and tell you a little bit about the delivery and our sleeping patterns and how our shifts work while we were on passage. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I've been talking a lot. So Erin, do you want to tell us what was our shift pattern?
Yeah, I think the big thing that was really prominent was that we were all doing 4 hours on and 4 hours off, which is a very different sleep pattern than what I'm used to, at least.
Yeah.
But what was quite nice about it was we overlaid them so that if I was doing 4 hours, I would do 2 hours with Nick at the start, and then I would do 2 hours with Kane in the second half of that. So that actually worked pretty well, I think, in terms of keeping the crew mixed up and interacting with each other. I liked that part of it quite a lot.
Yeah, that pattern's something we developed in the Caribbean and different things, Mahina and I, as opposed to doing, right, you have one crew who is on for 4 hours and then you change and do a full crew change.
Yeah.
Well, Mahina will tell you a little bit about that. Why do we do the crossover?
It's good to have an hour with one person and then an hour with another person. It means that your conversations are a little bit fresh by the time the second person gets up. You kind of hand over and explain to them what's been happening, where you're at, where the wind's at. So you have some fresh information and things sort of reset. So then you
fresh
haven't
eyes as well. Yeah.
Then you haven't got 2 hours of the same thing.
Yeah.
Or four.
Or 4
was,
4 hours
yeah.
of the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. And Jonas, how did you find it with the 4 hours on, 4 hours off?
It was completely different than I expected because it was not boring at all. I thought that it would be so boring, but now for me being up on the deck for 4 hours, it was very, very easy and not boring at all. But the other 4 hours, like the sleep ones, were worse than I expected. So I think it was very, very good, the 4 hours on the deck. Nothing that I would change for that.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, so it's interesting we go into that, because the other thing I wanted to talk about after the shifts was sleep. Because of course we're 4 hours on, we're 4 hours off. Now, I can never just go down and go to sleep.
Yeah, that would be amazing, but no.
So it's not like you were getting 4 hours sleep every 8 hours. It was never like that. You know, you've got, I mean, what else? You've got to live during this time as well. So
You gotta cook, clean up, eat,
yeah,
wash.
yeah.
It feels so unnatural during the day to go down for 4 hours just because you're off shift.
Yeah. I found the days really hard.
But I actually
to sleep
found
in
when
the
I
day.
did do that more diligently, if I made myself go down, I felt that the night shifts were a lot more manageable if I did, really try to sleep a bit during the day. That was
Yeah, which was something we had to deal with when we went down to 3 crew members. Yeah, so okay, so I mean, it was the reason I put this video up was actually thought about this was because Jonas and I've been wearing the Apple Watch. Erin had a bit as well, and we've been tracking our sleep. Same with Jonas on his Fitbit. Now I was looking at my graph and I sent a message to Jonas saying, "Wow, look at my average sleep hours for the last 5 weeks versus my average sleep hours now that I'm back here at home and in quarantine." And my average sleep hours per day was 2.5 hours in a day. Now that I hope that was the lowest of the
right.
crew. I really hope that was the lowest of the crew. And then I got back here and I'm getting 8.5 hours a day. So that was crazy. What was your numbers, Jonas? You had some pretty low numbers too.
In the worst week, I've checked my tracker, and because Fitbit doesn't recognize less than 3 hours of sleep, they said they don't have enough data to analyze it. Then I was missing in the worst week out of the three days completely. 3 days there were no measurements at all. So that means in those 3 days I never had more than 3 hours of sleep continuously. So I'm also a very, very bad sleeper, if I may say so, because I need a lot of hours to get through my all stages. Since I have the tracker, so I I know that if I'm getting just a few hours, I will not go to all stages. I'm not going to deep, REM, and light as much as I need. So for me, it was even worse for that matter.
Yeah, no, fair enough. So, and I think we managed to stop a few times along the trip and have an overnight in a port or something, and I could see on my sleep records that I'd get maybe 6 or 7 hours that night. Those recharges, were really important for us.
Yeah, they helped a lot.
Were very, very good moments. Yeah, I think without that, I wouldn't have been able to complete the 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So those stops was what was keeping me on the floating line. I had like good 7 to 9 hours of sleep every time.
That's good. That's really good.
I think there were a couple of other factors that sort of impacted the way that you slept as well. One for me was noise.
Yeah.
And the other one was warmth.
Yeah.
Like the noise part, being downstairs in
the waves.
especially in the rear cabins and the aft cabins.
The way they interact with the boat.
Man, it felt like that boat was being ripped to bits. And a couple of times I actually had to walk up on deck and go, oh no, they're just chilling up there. Everything's okay. It just sounds really bad.
Downstairs in the catamaran, because it moves and it flexes amongst the two hulls, it sounds like it's tearing itself to pieces.
Yeah. But it clearly wasn't. But that was something that I had to get used to. Every now and then I'd put my headphones in and actually help, plus the noise of the engines as well if you're sitting at the back. So managing the... Go ahead.
Something that I would do different now is I would take your advice, Nick, and go to the back cabin from the beginning. Yeah, I would go with a different set mind now, because staying in that front cabin for almost the whole trip, that really was a bad choice.
You never complained. I don't know why. You never complained.
Yeah, that was crazy. We're sitting in the cockpit or somewhere, and the boat's just going. We were at 4.5, 5 meter swells. The boat's gone up and crashing down, and you're thinking, did Jonas just hit the roof? I don't know.
He's definitely going to be shaken, not stirred in there.
Man.
All right.
Actually, I did several times.
You did several times. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about is, like, we obviously are on this boat for a long time, and we have to do our own thing in order to make sure that we stay sane, that we don't get really shirty with other people, or that you just keep your sanity. And I wanted to ask each of you, what did you do? What was your thing that you did every day in order to keep that sanity? Mahina?
Cook.
Cook. Yeah. Okay. That was simple, wasn't it? It was cook.
Yeah.
Cook.
I did a little bit of cooking, but I don't think I had one thing, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
But I did know that, when you're on the boat and you've only got that much space, I did find that if I found myself, getting into a bad mood, I just had to give myself a really big talking to and take myself out of it. And that was okay as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just can't afford to let those things grip.
Yeah.
But I didn't have one secret sauce, I don't think.
Jonas, how about you?
I was very happy to spend time up on the deck. That was enough for me. Everything was new all the time, so I didn't have to do anything. I hate cooking, and I hate staying in my cabin. So for me, just being up on the deck was enough not to get bored. So I never had moments when I wish I was on the shore, or I don't know.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, no.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, yeah, and actually all four of us, not Kane, of course, but all four of us, with Jonas, we all suffer from seasickness to a certain extent. Mahina and I quite badly. Aaron probably in the middle, and Jonas, I'd say in the middle to bad as well. I was stoked how little seasickness you got.
Yeah, I didn't. I got it a little bit at the beginning.
For me, it messed with my eating habits, because a lot of times I felt like I cannot eat because I will throw up. So that's why I was losing almost 5 kilos in 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah, I conveniently forgot about that. Yeah. So,
seasickness doesn't work like that for me.
No.
Me either. Damn.
I think sanity-wise for me, I actually found I was getting very annoyed at the slow pace of the trip at certain times and the weather beating us down and spending a lot of fuel. So I actually found later in the trip I wanted to be on watch on my own. So I would say to, usually you were coming up, or Jonas was, so I'd say to Jonas, look, go down now for an hour, get an extra hour's sleep. Aaron, you stay. As long as I was feeling fit for it and it wasn't conditions that I needed extra eyes, I'd say, Erin stay down, Yannick go down. I'd have 2 hours on my own. So that for me was definitely keeping my sanity. I'd potter around and do my thing and navigation and update courses. I think that was what kept me.
You boys did some yoga as well, I remember.
Oh, we did do a bit of yoga.
Yeah.
Swim club was great. I wish we had done more swim clubs.
Yeah.
Well, look, we're prattling on. There's a lot there's a lot we could talk about, but we just wanted to give you a little insight into how we're feeling after the trip, about the shift patterns, the sleeping, and what made it good, all that sort of stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have questions for us, please put them in the comments below. Hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see some more. And hopefully we're going to have a few more balcony sessions like this in the sun, because we're quarantined to our house for 14 days, so we've got nowhere to go.
That's it.
Next time, add wine.
Yes.
Oh, we can do day drinking next
Yes,
time.
perfect.
All right. Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye-bye, Yonitz.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys.